Let's make sourdough. Most awesome bread. I love sourdough. It's my absolute favorite, and it's the easiest bread in the world to make. And you can make loaves like these without even really following much of a recipe. So I'm going to make the sourdough without any measuring cups or spoons. We're just going to throw everything together and make a great loaf. On a side note, the camera wouldn't record video. One, none at all. One, the image wasn't great, and one, it was kind of crappy, so I'm going to have to voice over. So here we go. We take a nice active culture. This is one that I fed about 6:30 in the morning, and it's about 10:45 a.m., so it's had about 3 hours to get really active, so that's good. I put a little much in there, so I'm going to pull a little bit out, and it's about a half a cup. I never really measure my culture anyway. I use a half cup a lot of times, but it's always overflowing and there's extra, and who knows, maybe I'm really using 3/4. I don't really care because the amount of culture I use isn't actually that important. Next, I've got some Bob's Red Mill artisan bread flour. So I'm going to throw in a bunch. It's going to be about 3 or 4 cups of flour. And then I've got some lukewarm tap water. I don't know what the chlorine content is here locally, but the bread doesn't seem to care, so that's fine. Some non-iodized sea salt. I'm going to just toss some in to approximate about 1.5 teaspoons. And then I'm going to mix it all up. And it starts out really dry. And that's okay because that's actually what I want. I want to start with it dry like this and then pour some more water in and just kind of slowly add the water until I get the right consistency, because really making sourdough, it's more of an artistic thing than a technical thing in my opinion. So you just kind of add some water, get it to where you can get a nice firm sticky ball. I just use a good stiff rubber spatula to mix it up. We're just going to keep working it until I can get a nice ball. If you do accidentally add too much water, you can just add some more flour until you get a ball that will stick but is easily formed into a ball. And if you watch, I'm going to kind of beat it up a little bit with my spatula to really get this ball of dough to a point that I could roll it around in the bowl. I want it to be well hydrated, but I don't want it to be so sticky that I can't make it into a nice ball. As you can see, it's starting to form. I can scrape the sides off the bowl to get things really work together. Once I get it into this kind of a decent ball, I'll roll it around for a while just to make sure that I've mixed it pretty well. I want to make sure that I've got moisture throughout as much as possible. I don't want to overhydrate. As you can see, that's now pretty stiff. Once I've got it scraped off and I've got a good ball in the bowl, then all I really have to do at this point is put some olive oil into the bowl. I use olive oil, not for the flavor or anything else. I've used different oils, but I kind of prefer olive oil. It's natural, and I kind of like that, especially when making a sourdough. Once I get the olive oil in there, I'll just kind of mix that ball of dough around to coat it in the olive oil. And what I'm trying to do is run the olive oil and the coated ball around in the bowl so that by the time I'm done, there's oil coated around the edges of the bowl. Then I'm just going to cover it, and once it's covered, I can leave it, let it sit for the next 8 to 12 hours. I can bake it at the end of that 8 to 12 hours, or in this case, I'll punch it down sometime in the evening, let it proof overnight, and then I'll bake it the next day. To do this now so that you can see what it looks like. So I just roll it out onto a floured surface, that into a ball, and usually what I do is I roll it up into a ball. It kind of gives me a chance to feel it a little bit and just sort of see how the stretch is. I can see that it's starting to get a good gluten window, which it does over time. And so I got a nice ball. So I'll go ahead and put that under cover again. That'll sit under cover for about 12 hours. And I get up around 5:45, 5:30 in the morning. So I'll get up, throw the oven on. I'll probably just put the La Cloche baker in, and we'll throw the oven on at 435 convection. toss that sucker in there and bake it. I've got a loaf here I can compare it to. Now this loaf is, this one is an all-purpose loaf that I made the other day, just to do an all-purpose loaf and to show some folks some differences. So, it's hot. It gives you kind of an idea. I think you can, but we can't see that, so I'm going to bring it over here so you can. So, the one on my right, your left, the cut loaf, is an all-purpose, just a generic all-purpose flour that we got at Cash and Carry, and the one on the left is the. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Go out and make bread. It's not that hard to make. You don't even have to measure. So hope you enjoyed it. I'm just posting this here on MeWe for this group, so if you enjoyed it, great. Let me know. Who knows? Maybe I'll make another one someday. Thanks.